Hi, Eli.
Hi.
Thanks for working with me today. Today what we're going to do is you're going to read a passage out loud to me 5 different times, okay? And what we're going to be working on is we're going to be working on increasing your reading fluency. Do you know what that is? Reading fluency is we're going to try to make sure that you can read the words faster each time. But it's not just about reading words fastly. We also want you to read it accurately without making any errors. And we also want you to read with expression. Do you know what that means to read with expression? Okay. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start right here. Begin.
In 76 AD, Pompey and
Herculaneum.
were cities near Mount
Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius is a volcano in what is now Italy. The people living in those cities in 79 AD were not afraid. However, they did not know that Mount Vesuvius might erupt. The area sometimes had earthquakes, but all the time people did not see eruptions.
A connection
Between earthquakes and eruptions. Besides, they had no record of Mount Vesuvius erupting. All that changed on August 24th, 79 AD.
Stop. Oh.
Yep.
All right, good job, Eli. You read 72 words a minute with only 3 errors on that passage. So I'm going to graph it for you right here so you can see how you've done. Okay, and you did a good job reading with expression too. I'm going to show you the words that you missed. This word is Herculaneum. What word?
Herculaneum.
This word is Vesuvius. What word?
Vesuvius.
Now we're going to start at the beginning of the sentence, and I want you to read that for me.
In 79 AD, Pompey and Herculaneum were cities near Mount Vesuvius.
Very, very good. Nope, you can stop now. We're going to read that story over. Now we're going to read the passage again, and this time when you're done it's going to be the same as before, but I'm going to ask you what the passage is mostly about. So I want you to think about that a little bit, okay? Stop.
Great.
Okay, Eli, begin reading.
In 79 AD, Pompey and Herculaneum were cities near Mount Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius is a volcano in what is now Italy. People living in those cities in 79 AD were not afraid. However, they did not know that Mount Vesuvius might erupt. The area sometimes had earthquakes, but at the time, people did not see a connection between earthquakes and eruptions. Besides, they had no records of Mount Vesuvius erupting. All that changed on August 24th, 79 AD. The morning of August 24th began as any other morning. But before long, people noticed a huge black cloud coming out of Mount Vesuvius as pumice and ash began to rain down.
Stop. Okay, can you tell me what this story is mostly about?
Mount Vesuvius erupted.
Mount Vesuvius erupting in
Yes.
Italy? Okay, very good. Okay, this time you read 104 words and you had 1 error. So you had 103 words correct in that minute with 1 error. I'm going to graph this for you. See how you improved from last time? And then we're going to just look at the error that you made. This word is pumice. What word?
Pumice.
Can you read this sentence again for me?
As pumice and ash began to rain down on Pompeii, some people decided to leave.
Very good. Now we're going to read the same passage a 3rd time, And now I'm going to ask you to say the most important thing that you learned about. So can you think about that when you're reading? Okay. Ready? Begin.
In 79 AD, Pompeii and Herculaneum were cities near Mount Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius is a volcano in what is now Italy. The people living in those cities in 79 AD were not afraid. However, they did not know that Mount Vesuvius might erupt. The area sometimes had earthquakes, but at the time people did not see a connection between earthquakes and eruptions. Besides, they had no record of Mount Vesuvius erupting. All that changed on August 24th, 79 AD. On the morning of August 24th began as any other morning. But before long, the people noticed a huge black cloud coming out of Mount Vesuvius. As pumice and ash began to rain down on Pompeii.
Stop. Okay, Eli, what's the most important thing you learned about when you were reading that passage?
That I don't know.
I don't know. Well, what about, could one thing that you learned about could have been that maybe there's a connection between earthquakes and volcanoes erupting?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this passage was about a volcano that erupted, and an earthquake caused that volcano to erupt. What was it about?
A volcano that erupted because there was an earthquake.
Very good. So that time, Eli, you got 105 words in 1 minute, and you didn't make any errors, so you improved your reading by 1 word. So let's graph that. See? Okay, we're going to do it one more time, and this time I'm going to ask you when you're done to predict what you think the rest of the passage is going to be about. Okay?
Okay.
Start right up here. Ready? Begin.
In 79 AD, Pompeii and Herculaneum were cities near Mount Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius is a volcano in what is now Italy. The people living in these cities in 79 AD were not afraid. However, they did not know that Mount Vesuvius might erupt. The area sometimes had earthquakes, but at the time people did not see a connection between earthquakes and eruptions. Besides, they had no record of Mount Vesuvius erupting. All of that changed on August 24th, 79 AD. The morning of August 24th began as any other morning, but before long the people noticed a huge black cloud coming out of Mount Vesuvius. As pumice and ash began to rain down on Pompeii, the city, some people decided to leave. Others remained in the city, unconcerned about the strange events. Many of the people who stayed in Pompeii during this first stage of the eruption survived it.
Stop. Very good. Now tell me, Eli, what do you think the rest of this passage is going to be about?
Maybe the volcano is going to erupt and all the lava is going to come out and burn down the houses.
Oh, that's a good prediction, because right now where you got, it was raining down the pumice and ash, but you might predict that maybe it's going to actually erupt and the lava is going to come down. That's a good prediction. Okay, so this time you read 139 words a minute that time, and you didn't have any errors. So we're going to graph that. Okay, very good. And I also liked how you were reading with expression. Stop. Okay. Okay, Eli, now what we're going to do is we are going to read this together. And I want you to keep your voice with mine as we read the rest of the passage together so we can find out if your prediction was accurate. Okay, can you put your finger right in there, butt? And that's where we're going to start. Ready? But some people and animals were buried beneath the sometimes 20 feet of pumice and ash. The downpour also destroyed many homes and buildings. Herculaneum, although closer to Mount Vesuvius, did not suffer much from the first stage of the eruption. Only an inch or so of ash dusted the city, but its luck would not continue. The next stage of the eruption would destroy Herculaneum along with Pompeii. On August 25th, streams of hot lava poured down the mountain at 70 miles per hour. Poisonous gas filled the air. Any people left in Herculaneum and Pompeii were buried along with the cities. Perhaps as many as 20,000 people died. Over time, people in the surrounding areas forgot about Pompeii and Herculaneum, but in the mid-1700s, excavations began to uncover the city of Pompeii. The items found there have taught scientists a lot about life in Pompeii and about the disastrous eruption in 79 AD. Now tourists come from all over to see the remains of the ancient city. Eli, that was fantastic. You predicted that the rest of the passage was going to be about the volcano erupting and lava pouring down. And that's exactly what happened, wasn't it? Very good. So thank you so much for working with me today. You did a great job. Okay?
Okay.